Dr. Shano or, Nicole Compton, etc. So I think that Fly New Being Queen has really been good as far as, creating like a broad space for people to be who they
Yes.
want. And one of the things I want to share, actually, this is the first thought that came to me this morning. And I think it's just worth talking about because I think it's real cool. One of the things I had really been trying to figure out is, how do you balance between, the call for entrepreneurship that I've always had, like with the Black Business School and everything else? How do you balance that between traditional like education and all of that stuff? Because
Mm.
I've had parents ask me, like, what should I do with my child? They're 18, the college is $40,000 a year. I don't really know if I can afford that, and I don't really know if it's worth it. And you seem to be telling people not to go to college, and so and the first thing I do is I correct them. I say I don't tell people not to go to college. Just like with voting, I don't tell anybody not to vote, but people make it into what they want to make it into. I tell people
For
to make a
sure.
decision that works best for them. And so anyway, one of the things I've always said is that when I was 18, if I had a choice between like getting a bachelor's degree or becoming a really, really, really good entrepreneur, I probably would have become a really, really, really good entrepreneur. It doesn't mean that a
Mm.
bachelor's degree doesn't have value. I mean, the optimal solution, I think, is to do both, to have both of them. But
True.
if you can't have both, and I had to choose one, I'd rather be a really, really good entrepreneur because a really good entrepreneur is able to kind of create something out of nothing. Like they can find a way to make a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think about it, you're doing the same thing with both of these weapons, right? With whether you got uh-oh. I'm hearing a lot of noise. I hope y'all don't mind muting a little bit. I'm gonna have to mute a little bit because I don't I hear a cute baby in the background. I love babies, but y'all gonna set off my ADHD. But the but yeah. So here's the thing. It's like um, basically, with a college degree, you're going through life and you've got this thing in your hand and you're using this thing to figure out a way to make a living and make money. Well, with entrepreneurial skill, it's the same thing. You're going through life and you got this thing in your hand and you're trying to use this thing to figure out how to make money. If you are a carpenter and you have a certificate on carpentry, you got this thing in your hand and you're going through life using it to figure out how you're going to make money. So ultimately, the question is which of these things is best suited for a black person to be able to adapt to changing circumstances and not be stuck in a world where they have nothing going on, no opportunities, no nothing. And I've been in those situations where I've had the certifications, I've had the degrees, and I've also had the entrepreneurial skill. And the reason I like entrepreneurial skill the most is because as an entrepreneur, I've never really gotten up and felt like I couldn't create whatever kind of business I wanted to create. As
Mm.
long as I could talk to the right person, take a $20 class, whatever it is. So that's just a thought. I was sharing that because somebody put a meme up
Yes.
this morning that I put on my Instagram that said it takes 0 degrees to be a business owner, but to work for a business owner, you have to have a degree, right?
Come on.
And I thought about that. And I said, "Wow, that's really deep." It's because if I start a great business, don't nobody care if I went to college or not. But if I want to work for a business,
That's
they
right.
can decide like you need that degree in order to work for them. So I was sharing that because I want everybody that's participating with Fly New Being Queen. And Michelle was asking me why she's here, and I'll explain that in a second. Just one second. Give me like 2 minutes. Basically, I want everybody that's participating with us on the platforms to just really sort of embrace that, this idea that, as you become better and better with your entrepreneurial skill, you'll really be able to make the world into whatever you want it to be. It's a lot
Mm.
like, but it's a hard transition, especially if you're used to working for other people. Like if you're working for other people, you're used to somebody telling you what to do. You're used to somebody giving you your future, somebody giving you your opportunity, somebody shaping things for you in advance, somebody telling you what you're gonna what you are and are not allowed to do. It's almost like food. Like if I go through life and somebody's always cooking my food for me. They're always predefining my meals. They're always giving me the menu. They're always serving me. And then it's hard to transition from that to go into a world where I can grow my own food, cook my own food, choose my own meals. I can eat Cheerios and steak for breakfast if I want to, whatever it is. And that's a mindset. Sometimes it's overwhelming because it's like it's too much freedom. Also, it requires some work. You got to learn how to cook. You got to learn how to grow.
Yes.
And in the beginning, it's like this sucks. This is much much harder than it was when people were sort of defining and giving me things in advance. But I can tell you that one of the reasons I wanted to sort of have this conversation was because I wanted to talk to you guys about how, how